Before we turn to what is unfolding today, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell, because the developments we are about to discuss are not ordinary headlines. This is a rapidly evolving situation with the potential to fundamentally alter how politics operates in South Africa. Each new detail intensifies the pressure, and with every revelation the consequences grow more serious. It is important to stay with the story until the end, because the effects of what is happening now are only beginning to ripple across the country. South Africa's political landscape is facing a moment of extreme strain, and the implications of these events will be felt far beyond the individuals directly involved. The nation was still grappling with the shock of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi's explosive television remarks when another major development broke early this morning. News emerged that a senior and influential figure within the African National Congress in Gauteng had been arrested. Acting on a warrant signed by Mkhwanazi himself, police moved swiftly to take the individual into custody over allegations of corruption, interference with evidence, and obstruction of justice. This was not a routine police action, nor was it an isolated incident. Mkhwanazi's words were still echoing in the public consciousness, and this arrest immediately took on enormous symbolic and political weight. The detention of such a senior ANC figure is significant not only because of the accusations involved, but because it suggests that the authorities are prepared to confront wrongdoing within their own ranks. For a ruling party already under intense pressure, this moment marks one of its most difficult periods in years, as it appears to be turning inward and cracking down on figures who were once considered untouchable. The timing of the arrest is impossible to ignore. It happened quickly and decisively, leaving little room for doubt that it was carefully planned. Those responsible did not hesitate or wait to see how the political winds might shift. Instead, they acted with precision, signaling that this was not about public spectacle but about sending a clear and unmistakable message. Observers believe that Mkhwanazi himself is driving this operation, targeting a network that has long been the subject of whispered conversations and private allegations. For years, stories circulated about corruption and abuse of power, yet nothing ever seemed to come of them. Investigations stalled, cases faded, and silence prevailed. That silence has now been broken. The arrest of one of Mkhwanazi's targets marks a decisive turning point, suggesting that he is taking on an entrenched system that has operated with impunity for far too long. Those close to the matter say that the moment authorization was granted, a specialized police unit was dispatched to Gauteng without delay. There was no advance warning, no leaks, and no opportunity for the suspect to evade arrest. The operation unfolded quietly and efficiently, with officers moving in and securing the individual before any resistance or escape could be attempted. This was not a dramatic show meant to capture headlines, but a deliberate demonstration that the rules have changed. The Gauteng arrest sent a powerful signal that political connections, titles, and affiliations no longer guarantee protection. For the first time in a long while, the phrase, "no one is above the law," felt less like a slogan and more like a reality. The long-held belief that proximity to power could shield individuals from accountability has been shaken, and the idea that influence can buy immunity is rapidly losing credibility. Public reaction to the arrest has been sharply divided. Many ordinary citizens, particularly those who have endured years of mismanagement, corruption, and declining public services, expressed a sense of cautious relief. For them, the arrest represents a glimmer of hope that accountability might finally be more than an empty promise. It suggests that those responsible for looting public resources and undermining essential services could, at last, be forced to answer for their actions. At the same time, the political elite reacted with visible anxiety. The arrest did not only threaten the individual taken into custody, it sent shockwaves through the entire political establishment. The true source of fear was uncertainty. No one knew who might be next, which cases were nearing completion, or how deep the investigations might go. For years, rumors had circulated about questionable dealings involving prominent figures in Gauteng. Many assumed these cases would never progress, destined to be buried under bureaucracy or political interference. That assumption no longer holds. Motsi has built a reputation as a man deeply opposed to corruption, and he has repeatedly stated, both publicly and privately, that he will not shield those who abuse their power. He has emphasized that investigators must be allowed to work without obstruction, and that personal relationships or political loyalty will not excuse criminal behavior. His stance is clear: politicians in Gauteng, and across the country, must be subject to the same laws as everyone else. This arrest therefore carries significance far beyond the fate of a single individual. It could mark the beginning of a broader reckoning, a moment when long-standing protection networks begin to unravel. Within the ANC, the impact has been immediate and destabilizing. Insiders describe a climate of panic and confusion, with emergency meetings convened as senior members scramble to understand the situation and assess their own exposure. Phones reportedly rang non-stop as politicians sought reassurance, legal advice, and information about ongoing investigations. Some expressed genuine shock at the speed and decisiveness of the arrest, while others quietly feared that their own past actions might soon come under scrutiny. Long-suppressed divisions within the party have begun to surface, as factions trade blame and accuse one another of betrayal or negligence. What once appeared to be a unified front now reveals deep fractures, exposed by a single warrant signed by one man. The decision to authorize the arrest has laid bare the vulnerabilities of a party already struggling with public trust and internal cohesion. Legal experts note that arrests of this nature rarely occur in isolation. They often indicate that investigators have gathered substantial evidence and are closing in on broader networks of wrongdoing. If this assessment is accurate, additional arrests could follow, potentially involving even more prominent figures. The principle at stake is clear: justice is not negotiable. It cannot be delayed, bargained away, or sacrificed for political convenience. The police, acting within the law, appear determined to pursue accountability wherever the evidence leads. As speculation grows about who might be implicated next, the national conversation has shifted. South Africans are watching closely, debating the implications across social media platforms, and sharing their perspectives with renewed intensity. Community leaders, activists, and ordinary citizens have joined the discussion, many expressing a sense that their long-standing frustrations are finally being acknowledged. Corruption has drained resources from schools, hospitals, and essential services, leaving lasting damage in its wake. The possibility that those responsible might be held to account has resonated deeply with a public weary of empty promises. Support for Motsi's actions has been widespread, with many praising his courage in confronting powerful interests. Challenging entrenched political figures is never easy, and the risks involved are substantial. Yet there is a growing demand that this effort not stop with a single arrest. South Africans want to see consistency, fairness, and equal treatment under the law. They are watching closely to see whether this moment represents genuine change or merely a symbolic gesture. While the arrest has been confirmed, many critical questions remain unanswered. Will the ANC publicly support the rule of law, or will it quietly attempt to shield those under investigation? Are additional warrants already prepared? How aggressively will powerful politicians resist these efforts? And ultimately, how extensive is the corruption within the party's ranks? What is clear is that momentum is building, and it shows no sign of slowing. Once the truth begins to emerge, it becomes increasingly difficult to suppress. Each revelation adds to a growing sense that much has been hidden from the public for far too long. This story is far from over. In many ways, it is only just beginning. The coming days and weeks are likely to bring new information, unexpected developments, and possibly more arrests. For those who want to stay informed as this political upheaval unfolds, subscribing to the channel and enabling notifications will ensure you do not miss critical updates. This is one of the most significant moments in South Africa's recent political history, and its consequences will shape the nation's future in profound ways. Thank you for watching. and let us continue to keep the country informed as events continue to unfold.